tend to do is to look at symbolic representations through the lens of evolutionary biology, rather than assuming that these representations are mere superstitions or play no functions. Like we have the idea that there's a deity that's father-like. So it's a disembodied spirit in some sense that's eternal, that has eternal characteristics. It's like, okay, well, strip it of its metaphysics, if you strip it of its metaphysics, and just look at that as a biological phenomena. It's like, well, what might the idea that there's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. What might that be a reflection of? Well, it's like, well, there's you imitating your father, but your father imitated his father, and his father, and his father, and his father imitated his father. So in some sense, what your father actually imitated was the pattern of fathers across time. And you can think of the transcendent father as the pattern of fathers across time. When a child imitates his father in pretend play, when I'm pretending to be my father, I'm observing my father across multiple situations. And then I'm abstracting out the commonalities in behavior and attitude across those situations that make him God. And then I incorporate that and dramatize it in my pretend play. It's unbelievably sophisticated. And so it's what the child is doing in pretend play is coming to embody the disembodied spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. And so you think, well, that is a disembodied spirit. It's a disembodied spirit that's incarnated in the collective of fathers across time. And what is that? Well, it's a judge, that's for sure. It's a judge. Even when you interact with the hierarchy of men who are currently alive, something can be abstracted out of that. It's like the patriarchal spirit. And if you don't think that's judging you, you are not thinking. It's absolutely judging you. That's what rank orders you in a hierarchy. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, spirit of the Father.
What's cracking, baby? Welcome to the Judge of Meaning. It's a beautiful day to be alive. How y'all feeling out there? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling grateful? Are you feeling glad to be alive, baby? Maybe you're not. Maybe you feel grumpy and irked. That's okay. You come to the right place. We got the vibes. We got the vibes. We got the vibes. We got the, you know, we got the whole shebang, baby. We got what you need. We got what you need. In the words of Bismarcky. I don't need that delay no more. That delay was too much. That was too much delay for me, baby. Hey, what's cracking with you? How you doing? How you doing? Who's in here? Who's in here? Shouts out to everybody locked in live. Shouts out to everybody locked in not live. Shouts out to everybody locked in on some kind of a podcast device. Shouts out to everybody locked in on a water ski or a jet ski or one of them jetpack things, but it's water. You know those things? Those things are great, baby. I want one of those things. That's one of my ambitions, is to have one of those. One of those jetpacks, those water jetpacks, and just like plow around a lake with glorious, gleeful abandon, you know? Just plowing around a lake. That sounds joyful to me. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Vibes, vibes, vibes. Hey, there you go. There you go. Let's see who's in the building. It's the Church of Meaning. We're you know, we're spiritual. We're a spiritual community. We get spiritual. You know, we praise the Lord. We give thanks. We're grateful to the gods. We celebrate the holy day. And all days are holy, frankly. They're all holy days, which is why we stream every day. We celebrate every day. We say, blimey, it's a holy day. Praise Jesus. What's cracking, YouTube hero Alex? What's happening, right side camera? Liked and shared, ready to get on it. Good man. Good man. Smash that like. Who has not yet smashed that like? Let he who has not yet smashed that like cast the first like. Let he who's without sin smash the first like. No. How would you do it? You say, let he who is without sin not smash the like, for he doth not need to, obviously. Basically, you should smash the like. It's only polite, it's only cozy. Hey, we got Phased in the house. What up, Phased? Ready to ride some more meaning waves while drawing. If you have not enjoyed Phased drawings, your life is lacking. Go enjoy some of Phased drawings. Phased art on all sorts of places. Hey, yo. What up, Multiverse Media Space? What up, Michael Tappy R? Blessed day, M-A-Z. Surely it is. Right side Cameron's in the house. Says it's a beautiful day here on the sunny shores of a sleepy volcano. Rain this morning. Warm sun this arvo. Hey, Vit D, get in my skin. Do not underestimate the power of vitamin D. Basically, everything the government tells you to do the opposite. Government's like, stay indoors, eat bugs, whatever it is they're on about this week. Go outside and don't eat bugs. Go outside, eat a steak. By Jove. Yeah. What's cracking, Gary V?
It's this notion of the clouds with dirt. Meaning, I don't spend any time on the things that don't matter, and what doesn't matter is basically everything in between the overall vision and strategy and the real knowledge of it. The clouds are the high-end philosophy and beliefs that are at the heart of everything I am personally and everything I do professionally. Personally, it's really simple. Family first. Professionally, it's not that much different. 99% of what we deal with doesn't matter. If you religiously follow just a few core philosophies that mean most to you, everything else will naturally fall into place. Being an actual practitioner, the hard work, being a good spouse, parent, son, sibling, and friend. Professionally, it's knowing my craft. I'm super not interested in being fancy. I'm willing to work. I'm never going to forget what I'm about, and I do unscalable, not the right use of my time shit 50% of my day, every day, for the rest of my life.
Wyatt.
The fucking
And wow.
I love the fucking clouds and dirt. Clouds, dirt. Clouds, I love the
dirt.
Clouds
And
clouds and dirt. Clouds, dirt.
Hey.
People understand is that dirt is so important because unless you actually have the skills, your reputation or what you did the day before or who your mama is going to impact your success. Your success is going to be predicated by the dirt, and the dirt is a mixture of having the work ethic to get your hands dirty and then the experience predicated from actually doing the work. If you're not working on your craft, if you got too fancy to keep doing your thing, you lose. That's why I love comedians that go to the small clubs. Seinfeld is prime, just a little bullshit clubs in the middle of America and working on his craft. It's dirt. It's never getting too fancy to get away from what got you there in the first place. That's how people lose. Clouds and dirt.
Woo!
I love the fucking
Clouds
and
dirt.
clouds.
clouds,
dirt,
dirt,
clouds,
clouds,
I love
dirt.
clouds
Hey,
and dirt.
wow.
Clouds and dirt. Clouds, dirt, clouds, dirt. There are too many people who are average at what they do, and then confused by their average results. Everyone has their own definition of clouds and dirt, but if there's any advice that I can offer you that will change the entire trajectory of your career, it's to start pushing at both edges. Raise the bar of your business philosophy. Dig deeper into your craft. You want to make sure that you're equally an architect and a mason. You've got to be able to simultaneously think at a high level and get your hands dirty. Get after it. Clouds and dirt.
Oh! Clouds and dirt. Clouds,
Dirt.
dirt,
Clouds,
clouds,
I love
dirt.
clouds
Hey,
and dirt.
come on!
Clouds
Hey,
and dirt. Clouds,
hey,
dirt.
hey.
Clouds, dirt. A lot of times people don't have
Make some noise for Gary V and the place to be. Here's the meaning stream, baby. Number 175. Welcome to the Church of Meaning. We getting spiritual tonight, baby. Ain't nothing more spiritual than clouds and or either dirt. Not even slightly. Yeah.
Clouds and dirt.
What's cracking, everybody? We got Dylan in the house. Dylan in the house says, "Oh, clouds and dirt, bro." That is right. Oh, clouds, oh, dirt, bro. Also says, "You inspire me. Thanks so much." Hey, thank you. It is my great honor to serve. Ain't nothing in life, baby. Ain't nothing in life like the joy of being useful. You know, that's some shit they should teach in school. You know, there is a great unparalleled joy to be found in being of use. Yeah, that's the core message of Thomas the Tank Engine. You ever see Thomas the Tank Engine? You know, it was one of the great realizations of my life. I've spoken about this before. I used to think Thomas the Tank Engine, or Thomas the Train as they call it in some places, was a horror story. I thought it was like The Prisoner, because he's just stuck on these rails going round and round and round, you know, and he can never escape. Got his fat controller, tell him to do shit, and he's just like smiling and running around the place being like, "I'm a useful engine. I just want to be a really useful engine." Thomas wanted to be a really useful engine. You know, Ringo Starr used to do the voice for him. "Hey, Thomas the Tank. Thomas the Tank Engine wanted to be a really useful engine. He went round and round on the tracks all day long." I used to think, man, this is a nightmare. I was wrong. Thomas the Tank Engine is the perfect metaphor for life. We all stuck on these tracks that we cannot get off. That is this mortal coil. It's even called a coil. That's like a track. We cannot get off, but we can transcend that suffering and find great joy in being very, very useful engines, being useful to our common people around us, you know? Going all in on being human. You know, okay, we're here. Okay, we're here. We happen to be in this life. This is the life. We're not getting out of this life. Let's go all in on this life and be as useful and great as possible. That is the core message of Thomas the Tank Engine, and it is a great message. So shout out to whoever came up with that. I don't know if I can shout out the Fat Controller because I still don't like him. Also, he's not called the Fat Controller anymore. What do they call him now? I'm gonna have to look this up, unless someone in the chat wants to tell me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not called the Fat Controller anymore. Fat Controller name change, maybe? Let's have a look. Fat Controller. Fat Controller. Ah, yes, they've changed his name to Sir Topman Hat. Ah. Yeah, Sir Top Man Hat is now the name of the Fat Controller. Because God forbid we call people fat who are fat. That would be far too commonsensical. Is commonsensical well? I don't know. Rise Hard Cameron, I don't know. He says it's a beautiful day here on the sunny shores of a super volcano. I read that before. My chat's all in the wrong place. The horizontally challenged controller. Aye, yes, exactly. He is short. Shouts out to the fat controller. R.I.P. the fat controller. Oi! Yo, did you see that? Someone just tried to advertise on my wall. That's despicable. Yo. You gotta be careful out here. The hungry controller. Rice Hard Cameron says, all in on being human 100%. Make it so, says Orinoco Wellington. Doodah. We got Liz Sunday in the house, says, truth. Truth. Adam says, Thomas the Tank Engine is Sisyphus. Now, you can't call him that, you have to call him Thomas. Dylan says, I agree about school. Did I mention school? What did I say about school? I don't even remember now. Bam, blimey, I'm forgetting everything that's happening. I'm getting Joe Biden disease. Anyway, if I didn't say anything about school, let me say it now. School is rubbish. I would avoid it. I would definitely not have anything to do with school. Personally. School. Have we done this before? Have we done the thing where I complain about school? It's Sunday, we're celebrating. We're celebrating life. We're not here to complain about school or the fat controller getting called to Topham Hat. Pretty sure as well that, like, in the time it's taken them to go, okay, we can't call him fat controller, that's istophobic. Now he's called Sir Topham Hat. Now they'll be like, no, sir, that's you can't call him sir because that's putting him above the others, you know, and he's got top hat privilege or something, so you can't call him sir. So they'll change his name next week to they can't call him man either because that wouldn't work. They have to call him they'll probably gender swap him, gender neutralize him, just call it controller, and then it will be like the prisoner. Number 2. Who was number 1? Hey, yeah, what's cracking, Walking Mall Poet? Welcome to the place. Welcome to the place, Walking Mall Poet. Shout out to my grandma from Lancaster, England, who would read Thomas the Tank Engine stories to me as a child. I love this tangent. Shout out to your grandma. Oh, I bet that was lovely. Shout out to all the grandmas. Choo choo. Mass Citizen, says Chris Champagne. Shout out to Chris Champagne. Shout out to all the Mass Citizens, citizens of the Mass. M-A-Z in house. It's Sunday, we going in. You can leave life right now. Hey. I've been working on MEANINGWAVE masterpieces too. Working on the last song. Oh my goodness. Spent hours on an arpeggio. Like, this song has to be the biggest song of all time. I mean, like, size-wise, as in just like a big sounding song. I'm on my 2020 Phil Spector shit. You know, Phil Spector had the wall of sound, you know? I'm building a bigger wall. My wall of sound is bigger than Phil Spector's wall of sound. I'm trying to take, I'm not trying, I am taking advantage of the processing power in my computer, and you know, it can do a lot, and I'm trying to push it to the limit. And I'm trying to create a giant sound, and I want this track, that's the last track on the album, to be the biggest sounding record I've ever made. Like, the biggest sounding, you know, because it's a piece of speech I've been wanting to sample for a very long time, and it was always very important to me that when I did it, it sounded as big as the end of a war. If that makes sense, as big as the end of a war. Yeah. Hey. In comparisons, the way that people do, Theophrastus says those done out of desire are worse than those done out of anger, which is good philosophy. The angry man seems to turn his back on reason out of a kind of pain and a convulsion. But the man motivated by desire, who is mastered by pleasure, seems somehow more self-indulgent, less manly in his sense. Theophrastus is right and philosophically sound to say the sin committed out of pleasure deserves a harsher rebuke than the one committed out of pain. The angry man is more like a victim of wrongdoing, provoked by pain to anger, while the other one rushes into wrongdoing on his own, moved to action by desire. You could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think. You could leave life right now, you could leave life right now, you could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think. You could leave life right now, you could leave life right now. If the gods exist, and to abandon human beings is not frightening, the gods would never subject you to harm. Aye. And if they don't exist, and don't care what happens to us, what would be the point of living in a world without God's or providence? But they do exist. They do care what happens to us, and everything a person needs to avoid real harm, they have placed within him. If there were anything harmful on the other side of death, they would have made sure that the ability to avoid it was within you. If it doesn't harm your character, how can it harm your life? Aye, aye. Nature would not overlook such dangers through failing to recognize them, though because it's so but was powerless to prevent or correct them. Prevent or correct them. Aye, nor would it ever, through inability or incompetence, make such a mistake as to let good and bad things happen indiscriminately to good and bad alike. Aye, good and bad alike. Aye, good and bad alike. But death and life, success and failure, pain and pleasure, light and poverty, all these happen to good and bad alike. Aye, good and bad alike. Aye, good and bad alike. Aye, good and bad alike. But death and life, success and failure, pain and pleasure, well, all these happen to good and bad alike. And they ain't even rumble, no shame for it, that's not ever good. Oh man, you could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think. You could leave life right now, you could leave life right now, you could leave life right now, let that determine what you do and say and think. You could leave life right now, you could leave life right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up, MAZ? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's cracking, baby? Aye, what's cracking, FaZe? What's cracking, Dylan? What's cracking, Orinoco, Wellington, Mafia Sergeant? I'm not gonna lie, I'm turning it up right now. I've been drinking a lot and have started smoking again. You know how that happened? Aye. Yeah.
Maybe these words I say come back to you.
Whoop.
If I don't love you, may a guilty conscience forever talk. You think I'm telling you lies, just as I'm telling you lies, just telling you lies. So words I'm telling you lies, just to think I'm telling you lies, I'm telling you lies, just telling you lies. So words I'm telling you lies, just to
Whoa! What's cracking, MAZ? Mafia Sergeant's in the house says I'm planning. What you planning? What you planning? Dylan's in the house says just love you, talent man, perfect and same on the hobbies. I purely love the vibes. Shouts out to the vibes. Shouts out to Maria Lee Zach in the house. How you doing? How y'all doing? It's nearly Christmas. What do you want for Christmas this year? MAZ, let me know. What do you want for Christmas? I'm putting together my Christmas list. You know, it's the rap game Santa Claus over here. Meaning game Santa Claus. You know? Let me know what you'll want for Christmas. I'll have a word. I asked my son what he wanted for Christmas. He realized he's got everything he wants. There's like, I don't know, 2 computer games he'd quite like to play, but he's like, wow. He's like, I've got everything I need, Dada. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice position to be in. Yeah. Defcon 25 Blade says weekends/weeks turn out better showing here. Plant that seed, grow a new experience. Orinoco Wellington wants meaning. Meaning for Christmas. Dylan Zahuron Ez wants a mother pet reptile and a tank. A tank! Kailash Nikov wants Wes Watson wave. I've still never heard him talk, you know. I've only ever seen him write. I read him. Never seen him say a thing. I have no idea what he sounds like. Spagandi says all I want for Christmas is you. And world peace, of course. Foolkiller 3644 says to stop having to wear a mask. That's what I want. I feel you, baby. I feel you, baby. You know, I mean, you could get serious about it. Have a look at where on earth you don't have to wear a mask. Maybe go there. You know what I mean? If it's really bugging you that much, then maybe take a little 6-month vacation or something. You know, just relocate for a bit to somewhere where you don't have to do that. It's bugging the heck out of me, you know? But I don't go out much, so I don't have to deal with it too often.
You got to be oriented towards something, because otherwise you're disoriented. You just spin around in circles and then you suffer.
That's
and
right.
so do people around you. It's not a good solution. Orient yourself towards something. You have to figure out what it is. What will work for you? What goal would justify the suffering of your life? Start trying to piece that together. You're going to get better at it. But it's a personal process. So you need a personal place to stand, because otherwise you're going to be handed a place to stand on a plate. And it may be one that makes you a puppet of someone else's goals. So I would say, you know, what are the processes? Well, I think what I've recommended to people is clean up your room. 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 That's a good start. Organize your local landscape. Schedule your time. Start taking control of yourself. See if you can stop saying things you know to be lies. That's not the same as telling the truth. You don't get to do that to begin with, because you don't good enough at it to even attempt it in some sense. But everyone can stop saying things they know to be falsehoods. Stop saying things that violate your conscience. Here's another idea. Stop saying and doing things that make you feel weak. Because all you have to do is pay attention to that. Some things you do will make you feel disintegrated. It's a physiological sensation. Some things improve your integrity and some things disintegrate you. Now, the things that disintegrate you, you often do to impress other people, or because you're taking a shortcut, or you're escaping what you know to be your moral obligation. And your moral obligation stems naturally from your aims. And if you don't have an aim, well then you're aimless. So that's not a solution. So along with the aims come the moral obligations. Then when you violate the moral obligations, you'll have a sense of that violation. It's like, well, you have to stop doing that. Or that's something you could do. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of this. But I would say that's where people should start. You start small. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. Clean up your room. I had a girl come up to me last night. She said, I started cleaning up my room, and it completely changed my life. She said, your room is an externalization of your mind. And that's right. That's exactly true. To the degree that you're in your room, the room is you. Now, that isn't how people think. That's okay. It doesn't matter if they think that way. That's how it is. So, straighten up what you can straighten up and quit saying things that make you feel weak. And then you'll know what to do next. Clean up your room. 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 Clean up your room.
There you go. Hey, what's cracking, baby? How you doing? Faye says, all I want for Christmas is to enjoy even more of what I already have. You're gonna get that, baby. Hey, Merry Christmas. City there. Shouts out to everybody listening on the podcast.
Ooh, enjoying these voice modulations. I just thought I could get real swanky. I thought I can change the record with one hand while simultaneously swinging kettlebells or something. I could not. I put the wrong record on. Anyway, Milton Dan says you could leave live right now. Let determine what you do and smoke and drink. Yeah, I guess so. Mafia Sergeant says, damn it, go hard and cold turkey tomorrow. I'm not used to the full screen aspect, so I'm accidentally hitting post before finishing. Excuse me? Oh, I see. Conversations in the chat. That's so good. Chris says, I don't even know what I would really ask for. I have everything I really need. Contentment, I suppose. See? Samuel Morris says, why do I suddenly want to clean up my room? Emoji. Aronica Wellington says, the great JBP. Dylan says, I'll stop and listen to you if you want me to, like I usually do. Aronica Wellington says, top lobster. No one's telling me what they want for Christmas. I think everyone's got what they want, really, don't they? Defcon 25 Blade says, there's no real way to post this to IG, right? Just direct and link copy? I don't know exactly what you mean. You could post it on a story, you could screen cap a bit of it and post that. You could take a screenshot and post that with a link or something. There's various ways you could do it, I guess. Chris says, I made a batch of jam today and it turned out tasty. Good for you. Faye says, can't wait to see how he comes back. People are hungry for more JBP. Yes. And it's worth bearing in mind. If you want to be a phoenix, first you gotta burn. You dig? What up, John Smith says, Akira, love the tunes, love what you do, don't ever stop. Okay, I shan't. How about that? How about that? I shall not. I have zero intention of doing so. And I have so many records to make. So many records to make. I've been considering, so that I can have more time to make music, I've considering turning some of these streams into streams where I'm making music at the same time. So, like, they would be in the recording studio over yonder. And you all could hang out while I make records. That way I could get more music made. So I'm thinking about doing that. What do you all think of that? Is that something that would interest you? Would you be interested in that kind of a thing, or would you rather this kind of a thing? I don't know. Anyway, let's get that high five. Not by five. We're not getting out of it just yet. Let's get a high five cracking, international high five. It's a custom we have here in the MAZ. Aside from smashing the like, aside from epic activities, you know, we need to make a list of these things, and maybe you all can help me out with that. But yeah, we do like to do a high five. It binds us together across space and time and harnesses our energies, and then redistributes them. And like all you have to do is throw in one high five, and you get back all the energy of everyone else who does the high five. It's pretty mental. It feels like it works. Shabbat. Yo, close up, close up. Let's get a close up on me there. Thanks. Let's get this. Rise up. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! That one was crazy. I don't know what happened there, but that gave me a strange extra level of power that's now going to manifest itself in what happens with my left hand.
Akira.
Ooh, how do I do that?
He's got clout.
Okay.
People want to know how to stop the laziness, and they want to know how to stop the procrastination. Whoa! They have some idea in their head, you know, some kind of a vision of what they want to do, but they don't know where to start. And so they say, hey, where do I start? And when's the best time to start?
Hey.
Where do I start? And when's the best time to start?
Hey.
Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that.
Whoa.
Here. And now. That's it. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start? You start right here.
Hey.
And when do you start? You start right now. Right now. Right now. You initiate the action aggressively. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application?
Go, go, go.
The idea isn't going to execute itself. And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it. And you have to do it now. And that means you gotta stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Just start doing it. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application?
want to improve? You want to get better? Go. You want to improve? You want to get better?
Take that first step and make it happen. Get after it. Get after it here and now.
He's got clout.
Shout out to Jocko Willink right there. Go. Go. All I want for Christmas is Jocko 2. Is that too much to ask for? Shit. You know, I'm just a humble beat gunner and a MEANINGWAVE fan. All I want for Christmas is Jocko 2. Come on. What's up with that? Where that Jocko 2 at, Akira the Don? What you holding out on us with that Jocko 2? Come on, man. Come on, what the heck is up with you, man? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Where's that Jocko 2? Where's that Jocko 2? And when you gonna get your internet sorted? Huh? Akira the Don? Come on, man. What's up with you? But okay, says for Christmas, I won't mind something to keep me warm at night. So, I'd like an electric blanket or similar. That's such a beautiful, humble wish, Case. Wow, someone get Case an electric blanket. I used to have an electric blanket when I went to my grandma's house. You know my grandma, I love my grandma. I talk about my grandma a lot. She down here, she right here, she right here. She right down here. Where my grandma at? No, I'm not gonna bring her up. She's there, she cool. She chilling. But yeah, she had an electric blanket, you know. I got fond memories of being at her house. And like, you know, it's Wales, man, it's mad cold in Wales. But you know, she put on the electric blanket and you go to bed, be so cozy. Be so cozy with that electric blanket. Electric blanket, so cozy and so nice. Yeah, so I hope you get that, baby. I hope you get that electric blanket. I hope you do. Let me get my backgrounds up. We got another question. We got important questions here tonight. John Smith has got a question. This is a very vague question. Just says, thoughts on QAnon? It's a very vague question right there. I mean, the first thing that pops to mind is, I think it's pretty strange that it's been going on for like 4 years or whatever it is, and still no one has unmasked Anonymous Q. You know? Which is interesting. Some people think that QAnon is actually software, which is interesting. You know, I don't know. I'm just a humble beat gunner, but I do think it's interesting that it's been going on so long, and there has been no unmasking, or even really much of a talk about it. You know, it's like no one really seems to be bothered. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, as far as the actual thing itself, the content of it, you know, it's mostly, you know, stuff that a lot of us were hearing about previously. You know, it just sort of changed when it sort of purported to be coming from or connected to the White House. I guess that was the difference, because previously all that kind of stuff was coming from opposing forces, you know. I don't know, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that Alex Jones doesn't like it. I think that's interesting. Alex Jones says it's some people LARPing, and he knows who it is and he's going to reveal them, but then he never does. That's interesting. I think it's interesting that that people are so interested in it. I've been tracking it since it first popped up, you know. And I've got homies who are really into that sort of thing, and they keep me abreast of what's going on, you know. I got a homie, like, I'll talk to him like once a month or so, and he'll be like, he'll fill me in on what's been going on, you know what I mean? On what word around that particular campfire is. I think it's important to pay attention to these things. You know, it's part of the culture, it's a big part of the culture. I think it's stupid to dismiss these things outright and dismiss people who follow these things. I mean, you know, the whole world, it's funny, the whole world is just Alex Jones now. The whole world is Alex Jones. Mainstream culture is complete conspiracy. The whole mainstream world, right, was obsessed with various conspiracies, whether it was Russiagate or various things, you know, P-tapes, all this stuff. Complete fiction. Conspiracy fiction has been the mainstream for the past 4 years, like unabashedly so. It's very interesting that is the nature of the world. And then people are surprised when people like look elsewhere for a way of kind of describing what's going on, because, you know, the sources that they were supposed to be able to trust, they obviously cannot. You know, so they look around. So that's some of my thoughts on that. You could be more specific with your question and I would answer. But yeah, that's the first thing that popped to mind. Is I think it's interesting that nobody knows who or what it is, the source of it. And I think that's interesting. As for, I mean, I got another thought, I guess, which is that they've just suddenly, after pretending it didn't exist for years, like the mainstream or whatever, and now suddenly talking about it, and that's worth paying attention to. It's probably, I would imagine, because they'll be wanting to pin something on it. That would be my conspiratorial mind. My conspiratorial mind would assume that something's going to happen in the next couple months and it's going to get blamed on that part of the world or that part of the culture or whatever, you know. But shit, what do I know, baby? I'm just a humble beat gardener, you know. Just a humble beat gardener, baby. What do I know? What do I know, you know? I'd be interested to hear Terence McKenna's thoughts on it. I'd be interested to hear Robert Anton Wilson's thoughts on it. And I guess I could talk about it more in the future, or with more specifics. And what might be interesting would be to get some of my homies on who are into that sort of thing, and they could talk about it because they know more than me. It's such a labyrinthine thing. It's so like, and a lot of what they've talked about in it has come to pass. By the way, that's worth bearing in mind. But you know, it's the same with Alex Jones, baby. Alex Jones has been right about more than he was wrong. You know, all that shit Alex Jones was talking about 20 years ago, like, that's the world now, baby. You know, was he wrong? Shit. Anyway, it is after all the cosmic circus. Oh no, I should have answered. Here's me. That was silly me. Silly me. All right. I assume that everyone knows what everything is, and of course they don't. Milkman Dan says, "What on earth is this QAnon?" What it is, I guess, is that basically just before the current American president got in, messages started going out to the Chans and places like that from something that called itself Q, and these messages would contain sort of, you know, information or cryptic stuff, or it was kind of like a choose your own adventure like puzzle game for conspiracy theorists, I guess. It'd be like, great, you know, put this together and work out what this means, and then it would be hinting at stuff that was going on, and then it would be posting pictures and things of that nature, and it was basically presenting itself as being the inside, I guess how could you put this? It's presenting a narrative is what it's doing. And it's presenting a narrative that there is a war going on between good and evil. And it's kind of reporting from the inside of the good guys who are going against the bad guys. And the bad guys are the they that DJ Khaled warned you about, the shadowy they, the powers that be. You know, and there's lots of details as with regards to what they're up to and what they've been up to. And all that stuff has been around for decades and decades and decades, you know. And, you know, the first time people got on the internet, they probably found a lot of that stuff, you know. What's interesting about this shit is, like I've said before, you know, when people first got on the internet and they started going down conspiracy wormholes, it was the early adopters. You know, and then the internet sort of hardened in that cultural swing from psychedelic to the opposite, and all that conspiracy stuff kind of dried up, and people were just concerned with feminism and politics and stuff of that nature, and it's about to get weird again, you know, as we said. But what's interesting about this time, the swing, as it's about to get really weird, everybody's online now. And it ain't just the smart, geeky, autistic kid in the basement who's going down these wormholes. It's your auntie. You know, it's your mom. You know, it's your pops. It's like, it's the world. You know, so now the world is going down these wormholes. And now there's new places being set up to guide people down these various voyages and to take them in certain directions and what have you, and hit them off with the arcane knowledges, So this time it's gonna be real crazy, baby, because this time, as shit gets weird, it's already getting weird, right? But we're gonna go over, we're going up the, the roller coaster track right now. We're going up it, right? And as 2020 peaks, we're gonna peer over the edge of that roller coaster and look down and go, oh shit. This is a ridiculous roller coaster right here, baby. Oh shit. And then we're gonna plunge. We're gonna plunge down that roller coaster. And it's gonna be pretty epic, baby. And a big part of that is, I thought it was interesting that, this quarantine thing happened and all that sort of shit, and everyone's stuck indoors, so they're all on the internet looking shit up. And if you remember, I told you about this back in March. Like, Google lifted loads of the hidden search terms. And a lot of these hidden search terms were connected to stuff that those Quanon guys has been talking about, And suddenly your auntie and that, they could be looking up what the fucking adrenochrome is and all that sort of stuff. Suddenly everyone's all, going down those wormholes, baby, down those wormholes. I told you all about the Project Bluebeam thing, right? There's that theory about the staged alien invasion. People have been talking about that for decades. If you go look at a Google search graph of searches for Project Bluebeam, the last time, 7 years ago, the last swing, and people thought it was really going to happen. People thought it was going to happen at the Olympic Games in London, And if you look at the search terms for it then, when people really thought it was going to happen versus now, it's like 10 times as much now, and it's not even a thing yet now. That's how deep it is. That's how many people are on the internet looking at weird shit. And also, it's worth bearing in mind, no one believes the powers that be anymore. No one trusts the media. No one trusts the government. So, everyone's out there looking for shit, baby. Everyone's out there looking for the truth. You know what I mean? Everyone's Fox Mulder. Everyone's fucking Fox Mulder out here. Your auntie's Fox Mulder out here. You know what I mean? And Scully, people are getting a bit tired of Scully. It's like, you've been saying this shit. You've been saying that for a long time, but look, shit is really weird outside my windows, Scully. I seen weird shit, Scully. I looked up in the sky, Scully, and it wasn't right, Scully. So I ain't having your bullshit anymore, Scully. You know what I mean? The Scullys are gonna have to get some better answers. 2021 ain't a year for Scullies, baby. 2021 is time for the Foxes to come out and play, you dig? And it's gonna be pretty weird. And I'm all for that, baby. I'm all for that. I'm all about that weird life, baby. That shit is exciting to me. I'm interested to see what it does. I'm interested to see what people discover, what kind of voyages they go down, what kind of art it creates, what kind of effects all this shit has on the culture, baby.
From a distance, you can hear the brass and the drums as they get closer. And it begins as a sound. Very interesting. It begins as a sound, and as it gets louder, there comes a point where imperceptibly it becomes visible. And then all I can say is it gets bigger. Just like someone marching toward you through three-dimensional space. Marching toward you through three-dimensional space. And so it goes from being a little phenomenon on the horizon of your awareness to you're there, you're with them, you're playing the tuba, you're marching along. It's happening. It's happening. And then they sort of peel off and march away and leave you in the same way they came. The archetype of this phenomenon, as far as I can tell, is the archetype of the circus. The circus. DMT is somehow the cosmic circus. The circus. The circus. The cosmic circus. And if you analyze what the circus is, it's a closed environment of permitted outrageousness that roves the straight landscape.
You hear that?
Up in one town and then
Permitted outrageousness.
And it's a thing of wonder and light. And carny people are loose. They're not like you and me. I remember in the little town I grew up in, out after 9 o'clock when the carnival was in town, because there was just this aura. More liquor was being consumed, more people were staying up late, so forth and so on. And if you analyze the circus, it has all the elements of the DMT thing. I mean, there's the center ring, the clowns. Henry Munn, in a wonderful essay on psilocybin mushrooms called The Mushrooms of Language, describes them as self-performing acrobatic bits of grammar. This is clearly the same thing. The circus. DMT is somehow the cosmic circus. The circus. The cosmic circus is a wonderful place for children, but it has behind that a dark side. My own earliest reminiscence of what I could call erotic awareness. I must have been very, very young, under 3, because I was being held by people. And I was taken to a circus, and there was a woman there in a tiny G-string costume, spinning, hanging by her teeth up near the center, and it was all there. Eros and risk and drama, and I got it. So there's all that in the circus, but then there's also the wiggy side, bearded lady, the goat-faced boy, the thing in the bottle. That's the circus. The circus. DMT is somehow the cosmic circus. The circus. The circus.
Whoa!
The cosmic circus. It's all just the main event. And then the circus packs up and leaves, and everything is the same, except there's some crumbly paper blowing around in the wind. And every little boy and girl with their cell phones to run off and join the circus. So this is the archetype of DMT, a completely self-contained, transformative world filled with all kinds of implications.
Jazz has Terence, McKenna, and the Cosmic Circus. Get ready. 2021. 2021, we are plunging into that Cosmic Circus, baby. If you think it's weird now, ha! You ain't seen nothing yet. Now, one thing that Terence McKenna always said, and I really like, is that thing he always says about, I don't believe this stuff. I don't believe this stuff. I entertain ideas. I like that. The second you believe any of these things, you're a prisoner to them, because now they're like this. They're like these structures, in your mind. They can get in the way of other things coming in. And, people have these very solid ideas of what they think the world is, and when things come into conflict with that, the mind is such, the nature of the ego is such, that people would rather hallucinate a false reality than admit they were wrong about something. So we live in a strange situation now where we have a lot of people who've hallucinated an entirely false reality. And they are prisoners of this false reality in which they dwell. Purely because they would rather live in that hallucinated false reality than admit they were wrong about anything ever at all. And this is something I realized a while ago. When people make, I read about this in Robert Cialdini's Persuasion, right? One of the things, if you want to get people to like buy a car off you, like get them to say they like the car, get them to say they want the car via some trick of words. And once they've said it, yeah, I'm gonna get this car. I like this car. You like this car? I like this car. You want to get this car? I want to get this, you know. Once they've said that, they've kind of made this weird little statement, like, and they don't want to go against that. People like to hold their self-image. They like to hold it up. They don't like to go against it. And social media is nothing if it is not a proclamation extraction machine. You know, social media gets people to make these statements, and then they can't go back on them because they've said them in public. It's a public proclamation statement extraction machine. You know, if you want to quit smoking, one of the best things you could do is just say, I'm quitting smoking. You declare it, and then you kind of have to stick to that, you know? It's one of the things that people do. So social media is a public statement extraction machine. And people go in it and they make these public statements of fact, and then they have to stick with that. And then their realities are built out of these things. And new information will come along and disprove all of these things they've made public statements about. Because people are like on social media are rushing to be the first to make the public statement about the thing that's happened. This thing has happened. I believe this because bish, bish, bish. And they build up these things in their mind, these walls, these structures in their mind out of all of these proclamations. That become these kind of it's like a castle in your mind, right? But it's like all these walls, so it's like a maze. So you've put yourself right in the middle of a load of giant maze walls that builds this giant castle in your mind, and you've somehow got to navigate around that, and that's your crazy world that you've built for yourself. And that's a fucked up way to be, baby. That's terrifying. It's difficult as well. It's very difficult. It makes existing in this world very difficult. So I would say it's much better to, if you're going to put something in your mind like that, at least don't make it out of bricks, you know? Make it out of something light that you can move around a bit. You know, you don't have to be so certain about everything. It's not even helpful. It's actually not helpful to be certain about these things. It's actually way more useful to entertain these ideas and be informed and, you know, but you ain't got to put a stake in the ground, baby. You know? Because we don't know nothing. We don't know shit, baby. And, the more I know I don't know shit. That's basically it. So that's what I think about QAnon. I think I want to play this song. And this says a lot about it too. This will break it down for you. Hey.
I should make it clear, I don't believe this stuff. I find believing in these high-flown, complicated synthetic systems to come off sort of like pathology. So I entertain ideas, but I don't give belief over. What I do, I'm a meme spreader. What I do, I'm a meme spreader.
What I do, I'm a meme spreader.
Meme
replicators.
The question arose in our group: why us? Why us? Why are the aliens revealing the unified field theory of space and time to us? And the mushroom just replied without hesitation, because you don't believe in anything. And that apparently is what's required. Do you all know that Van Morrison song about no guru, no method, no teacher, just you and me and nature in the garden? I think that's actually where it's at. So what I do, I'm a meme spreader.
What I do,
I'm a meme spreader.
what I do, Aye.
The meaning of the terrible things away.
Aye.
The meaning of the terrible things away.
Aye.
And the purpose of these teaching things is to turn you into fellow replicators of the meme. Of the meme.
Yeah.
You should go forth and tell other people, tell other people, tell other people, go forth and tell other people, tell other people, tell other people, and copy it into their head, copy it into their head, copy it into their head, and this meme will spread. So what I do,
whoa,
I'm a meme spreader.
Yeah.
What I do.
Welcome to the channel, Darian. Darian Bahalar.
I do.
Welcome, baby.
I'm a meme spreader.
Yeah.
Meme spreader.
A meme replicator. Replicators
cannot evolve faster than our language. The edge of being is the edge of meaning. And somehow we have to push the edge of meaning. We have to extend it. Because if we appear to be confronted by insoluble problems, it's because we have the wrong language for dealing with this problem. Learn that with computers. Certain languages are good for certain kinds of problems. We have to constantly evolve language and push it forward. So what I do, I'm a meme spreader.
Yeah.
What I do, I'm a meme spreader. What I do, I'm a meme spreader. A meme replicator.
Replicators. What up, Ego Cognis? Says a close friend of mine died of an overdose on Friday. Your music has been helping me process and grieve. No push-ups tonight. Yo, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Love to you from the whole MAZ.
What do I do when I'm broken? When I'm broken, I relish it. That's what we do. Because if I'm broken, I just found my limitations. And until I know what my limitations are, how can I push them? How can I get better? But once I feel it, once I see where I was broken, then I can attack that weakness. I can fill in that gap. I can reinforce that breach. If you break, it means it's time to fortify your will to make it. When I'm broken, I relish it. all of those are gonna leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory or it can be the mark of defeat. Because every time you break and in every way that you break, it's a chance, it's definitely a chance for you to give up and for you to just to fall apart. But there's also opportunity. There's opportunity to get stronger, get smarter, and get faster, and get tougher, and get more stable, and get more resilient, and get better. When I'm broken, I relish it. When I'm broken, I relish it. I relish it. When I'm broken, I relish it. When I'm broken, I relish it. I relish it. When you break, you have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of. So if you break, if you break, the fight isn't over. In fact, if you break, the fight is just beginning. And as you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, and you're covered in blood and sweat and dirt and filth, as you rise above what you were, and as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken. The fact is, we don't really have a cultural protocol for what to do when we lose a loved one. You have to basically make up that protocol. And the first thing is, you already know it's going to be wretched. And you're not going to escape it. That pain, the pain that's going to come, it's going to come in waves. At first, you won't even notice that they're waves because all the waves are going to be so close together and they're going to be so continual, right on top of each other. And the pain and the sadness is going to feel like it's so heavy. It's going to feel like you are drowning in sorrow, like you're not going to get any air and like you're not going to be able to escape that sadness. And then at some point there's going to be a little break, just a little bit of light in the darkness. Something is going to make you smile, something is going to make you laugh, something's going to just show you just a little bit of light. A little bit of light. That's scary. We get used to, as adults, hey, we can kind of get control of things, and all of a sudden, you're not going to have control. It's going to hit you, and you're going to feel it, but it's like a wave in the ocean that is going to eventually subside again, and you'll see a little bit of light. You'll feel okay for a second, and then guess what? Another wave's going to hit you. You're going to be sitting there, and all of a sudden, you're going to be crying uncontrollably. That's what's going to happen. You're at the mercy of this ocean of sorrow. But don't let that scare you. Don't let that scare you, because that wave is going to subside again, and this is going to go on. And the waves, they will become weaker. This doesn't mean that you love your child less, or you miss them less, or that you aren't crushed at their passing. It just means that you're starting to be able to deal with it, which is what you're supposed to do. And as the waves get weaker, they'll also appear less frequently. And again, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you don't think of your child all the time. It just means that it's being dealt with. That you know that they loved you, and that you know and tell them that you'll see them on the other side. And then go live your life.
Yeah, that one goes out to our friend Ego Cognis, who lost a close friend on Friday. We're sorry for your loss, brother. And thank you for an opportunity to play that record. I haven't listened to that record since I made it. That was a very hard record to make for obvious reasons. Very, very powerful record. Very, very powerful words from Jocko there. Shouts out to Jocko, Willink. Thank you for that. And thank you all for being here and sharing your light with the world.
The answer to the meaning of life. What's the answer to the meaning of life? Here's an answer. I was trying to solve this terrible puzzle about how it was that human beings got themselves in such a tangle about what they believed. Such a tangle that we were the ultimate weapons of destruction.
Make some noise in the chat, baby.
We're still doing.
All them wave emojis for yourselves.
Okay, well, I understand that. We need to.
You are more powerful than you think, baby.
And that means there will be conflict between belief systems, and that.
And we're all glad you're here.
That's being played out everywhere again in very many ways. What's the solution to that? Well, one possibility is there's no solution. It's just mayhem all the way around. Could be the case. But it seemed to me, as I delved into it, that the proper solution to that was to live properly. As an individual. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful.
God only knows where you are at the final analysis. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but also blind to your own strengths. Hi.
And so then I think, well, if you got your act together, it'd be better for you, and instantly it would be better for your family, assuming they wanted you to get your act together, and not everyone does. And then it would be better for the community. But how far can you take that? If you stopped wasting time, and if you stopped lying, and if you oriented yourself to the highest possible good that you could conceive of, and you committed to that, how much good can you do? Well, I would say, why don't you find out? So, that's what I think you should do. You should find out.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. God only knows where you are at the final analysis. You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses and also blind to your own strengths. Hi.
Maybe you could yourself out so that you wanted nothing but the good. And then maybe you could help make that manifest in the world. Maybe we wouldn't have all these terrible problems then. At least we'd have fewer of them, and that would be a start. 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 The answer to the problem of humanity is the integrity of the individual.
You're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. God only knows what you are. At the final analysis, you're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but also blind to your own strengths. Fuck up. Hey!
That's the answer.
Hey!
So, and then you think, well, what's the barrier? The barrier is, are you willing to accept the responsibility? And part of the answer to that is, reduce the damn responsibility until it's tolerable. You don't have to fix everything at once. You can just start by fixing the things that you could fix. You can do it with even less self-sacrifice. You can start by fixing only the things that you want to fix. God, you can get a massive way that way. So, do it. See what happens. That's what you should have been taught right from the beginning. Aim at the highest good. Tool yourself into something that can attain it. And go out there and manifest it in the world. Everything that comes your way will be... Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing.
Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. Everything that comes your way will be a blessing. More powerful than you think. Akira did on the Jordan Peterson. I cried when I made that too. That one was like, it was like singing the end bit. Yo, shouts out to Young Hercules. We just had a visit from Young Hercules. He came in wearing his MEANINGWAVE t-shirt like a little G. Like a little G. Shouts out to all the Meaning babies out there. Shouts out to everyone locked in. It's the Church of Meaning. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day to be alive. We are grateful to the gods from the bottom of our hearts. And I'm grateful to the gods from the bottom of my heart to have you guys here with us. Milton, Dan, Patrick Smith, Ego, Cognis, Orinoco, Wellington, Mad Max, Jeremy, Pastor Stooges, all of you, bless up. Yeah, I'll play a little exclusive for you. A little exclusive. A beautiful little song that is as thus far unreleased.
I see mythology as serving four functions. The first function is what I would call the mystical function. It opens up a realization of the mystical dimension, that behind the surface phenomenology of the world, there is a transcendent mystery source. And that is the source also within yourself. Within yourself. The second function has to do with the image of the world, what I would call the cosmological function. This changes radically from time to time. In the very early hunting and planting and gathering societies, relatively small horizon, and the science was that of what was visible. In terms of the visible world, the sun rose, went down. The sun rose, went down. The sun rose, went down. And the science was that of what was visible. In terms of the visible world, the sun rose, went down. With Copernicus, this all changed. The sun isn't rising. It's we that are twisted. The cosmology is totally changed. Cosmology and science changed. A mythology to be up to date and really to work in the minds of people who are living in the modern scientific world must itself incorporate the modern scientific world. Modern scientific world. The sun rose, went down. The sun rose, went down. And the science was that of what was visible, in terms of the visible world. The sun rose, went down. The third function of a mythology is sociological, to validate and maintain a certain specific social order here and now of this specific society. The fourth problem is the pedagogical problem, guiding the individual harmoniously through the inevitable crises of the stages of life in his world today, in terms of its goods, its values, its dangers. The sun rose, went down. The sun rose, went down. And the science was that of what was visible, in terms of the visible world. The sun rose, went down.
Where does mythology come from? For Campbell, the beginning to this story does not exist somewhere out there in the distant past. Rather, it starts right here, right now, within us, with what it means to be a human being. It's easy to see what separates us from each other, what makes us different. We all look and sound differently, and most societies have different values and customs. These are the physical and cultural distinctions that set us apart. What then are the characteristics we share in common? How are we all the same?
Make some noise, Joseph Campbell there. That unreleased, that Sun Rose. From the unreleased album. We'll get it out one day, baby. I feel confident. I feel confident that we will that album will be released at some point. And when it is, it will be wonderful. And you know. And that's that, baby. I mean, that's that, basically. Sir Underwood is in the house. What up, Sir Underwood? Excuse me a second, sorry, I'm just trying to put some psychedelic patterns on my wall. Why won't my psychedelic patterns work? Come on, baby. I need psychedelic patterns. Psychedelic patterns every day. Sir Underwood says, Jesus, thank you so much for doing this, Akira. You are really helping the folk. God bless you. Hey, God bless you, baby. Thank you all for being here. You know, Matthew Sargent says, honestly, I love the chat is small because it gives a bigger sense of community. This is a beautiful community. We're at that, you know, it's at that perfect sort of time where, you know, you can actually converse. That's very nice. That's a nice point to be at where you can actually converse. Will not always be the case. Like, we'll have to start doing, like, secret little small things. But anyway. Adam says this record had a real impact on my life. Well, that's an honor, baby. Emmanuel Lysanis, he says the Jocko song was a perfect example of needing to go through Akira's discography. There's something for every occasion. Yes, that's what, you know, there's something we're working on. There's something we're working on is that. A song for every occasion. Multiple songs for every occasion, because we want to be looking at these things from multiple lenses and multiple points of views. As Alan Watts said, what we need is the fullness of the view. You know? So that's one of the things we're working on here. MEANINGWAVE. HQ, Defcon 25 Blade says, needed this recharge. Sarah Underwood says the answer to the problem of humanity is the integrity of the individual. Wow, such a powerful statement. That's real. Right, that's real. That's something I've always, that's been a big part of my life, is knowing that and embodying that in the world. That's been my thing. That's basically been my thing. That was my cross to bear as a young individual. Shouts out to Young Herc. Adam says, I bet Herc's MEANINGWAVE clothing collection would strike envy within the hearts of Maz. Lol. Actually, no, he's only got one MEANINGWAVE t-shirt. He's only got one. Isn't that ridiculous? He should have one for every day of the week. And, that's just because, frankly, I have not spent enough time and energy on that side of the enterprise because I've been so busy with the music. But we're having a meeting tomorrow. We're having a meeting about that tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I'll be finishing MEANINGWAVE Masterpieces, putting the final sauce on that bad boy 20-track album. Ow! And I kind of, I went... it could have been easy, It could have been an easy thing. It could have been 12 tracks, When it could have been simple tracks. I didn't have to decide that I was going to do 2020 Phil Spector. I was going to go to war with Phil Spector and make songs that sound big and spiritualized and shit. But I did. And I'm glad, and you're going to be glad when you hear it because it's epic. And the important thing is, and it's something I'm really, really bearing in mind, is that this music is timeless music. It's to exist forever. It's to be as useful, when it comes out in 100 years, 300 years, 2,000 years is the idea. Is to be useful forever. So while, I'm working as fast and hard as I can, and I release more music than pretty much anyone who's ever existed, I would say. I don't know. Try and think of somebody who has made music at the level that we are over here for as long and with such quantity. It's not that many, and we're just getting started. We're just warming up over here, and I'm very, very sincere about that. I'm very, very sincere about that. We are just in the infancy of this thing. We have barely scratched the surface of the potential of this psychotechnology that is MEANINGWAVE. And best believe I intend to find out what the upper limits of this thing are. Officially Lost says, if you thought about moving to something with a harder beat and less lo-fi, I love it all, huge fan. Have you heard the Joseph Campbell album? That one actually. Have you heard the Joe Rogan album? Have you heard the Jocko album? I don't know, I would say lo-fi is about 33% of it, if that. So just go have a dig around and you'll find some very hard beat stuff and you'll be glad.
Don't matter if the road is long, don't matter if it's steep, don't matter if the moon is gone and the darkness is complete. Don't matter if we lose our way, it's written that we'll meet. At least that's what I heard you say, 1,000 kisses deep. I loved you when you opened like a lily to the heat. You see, I'm just another snowman standing in the rain and sleet, who loved you with his frozen love, his second-hand physique. With all he is and all he was, 1,000 kisses deep. your father's knee and at your mother's feet. But did you have to fight your way across the burning street when all our vital interests lay 1,000 kisses deep? I'm turning tricks, I'm getting fixed, I'm back on Boogie Street. I'd like to quit the business, but I'm in it, so to speak. The thought of you is peaceful, and the file on you complete, except what I forgot to do, 1,000 kisses deep. And strong, don't matter if you're weak. Don't matter if you write a song the nightingales repeat. Don't matter if it's 9 to 5 or timeless and unique. You ditch your life to stay alive, 1,000 kisses deep. The ponies run, the girls are young, the odds are there to beat. You win a while and then it's done, your little winning streak. And summon now to deal with your invincible defeat. You live your life as if it's real, 1,000 kisses deep. What you love, no existential leap, as witnessed here in time and blood, 1,000 kisses deep.
1,000 kisses deep, Akira the Don and Leonard Cohen there. That's a rare one, baby. That's one of those rare ones. That's one of those damn son, where'd you find this? You know, that's one of them damn son, where'd you find this is? Yes, it is. I nearly played you something off the new album then, but nah, I won't play that right now. I'll leave that till a little later. You know, I want to get it all done, get it all confirmed, get the artwork done, all that, and then I'll start playing you stuff. I'll start playing you stuff by Jove. Yes, I will. Let's have one more song. One more song, I think, tonight. Maybe two, maybe one. We'll see. We'll see. But I've been wanting to play this like for ages, and I'll keep like then we move in a different direction, and then I don't play it because we're playing something else. I haven't played this for ages. It's ridiculous. I mean, music is everything.
What would be the forms of culture that we would say to be necessary or most inclined to foster in the individual, that blowing of the flame?
I think the most accessible form for most people is music. And music, to me, is the most representational form of art, because I think that the world is made out of patterns. And we perceive some patterns as objects, but fundamentally it's patterns. And what you want is all the patterns of the world to interact harmoniously in something where every element is related intelligibly to every other element. And I think that when your life is in harmony, then you can feel that. When you're dancing to beautiful music, you're acting that out. The music is the music of the spheres, and you're participating in the patterning of your being in accordance with that structure, and that gives you an intimation of transcendence. Music is everything. Music is everything.
Music is everything.
It's not criticizable. That's the thing that's so lovely about it, is even as our society has become more cynical and more self-destructive and more deconstructionist, the power of music has in fact grown. Because it speaks to that eternal harmony. And the reality of that eternal harmony in a way that mere intellect cannot deny. And I mean, I was always amused. I went to this show, the Ramones, a punk band from New York. It was the loudest concert I'd ever heard by a good factor of 10. My ears rang for like 3 days afterwards. And there were all these like nihilistic punk rockers all crammed into this theater, and there was a mark of ants on a frying pan, mashing into each other and throwing people around above them, and it was quite rough. They're all having this beautifully transcendent musical experience which belied all of their nihilism. And they absolutely thrived on it. It was like, and even the lyrics were harsh and nihilistic, but it didn't matter because the music in its rough form was something that united them in the sense of this like patterned beauty and brought them together. And so exposure to music, people die without music. It's like, music is everything.
Yo, make some noise for yourselves, baby. MAC, make some noise. That was Akira the Don and Jordan B. Peterson. Music is everything. Rest in peace, Roger Scruton. Thank you all for being here tonight. This was the Church of Meaning on Sunday. A Sunday deep in the deep in the belly. Deep in the belly of 2020, baby. We in here. We in here, baby, and we're getting out of here alive. You and me, baby, we're getting out of here. We will make it to the promised land of 2021. The year the world goes dayglow. The year the world goes dayglow, 2021. It's about to be crazy, baby. Bless up, Ego Cognis, bless you, baby. Says, thank you, Mass Fam, you'll have helped my head so much. Hey, bless you, brother. Thank you all for being here. Adam says, we in here, we out here. That's facts. What up, Aurelius? What up, Scoops82 says, we being that light. Yes, you am. Yes, you am, baby. That's yours. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do in this world, baby, is be that light. That light that you already are. That you already are. This Sunday says, peace to you, Ego. That's right. Shouts out to Ego, baby. What up, Vaynerchuk, Willink? What up, FL Space Bear? What up, T-Biz? Shouts out to everyone in here. Caroline H, what it do? Caroline H, Full Killer, what it do? Joel Freeman, what it do? We're about to have a whole new week. What you gonna do with that power inside you? What you gonna do with that week, baby? Only got so many weeks left. So many weeks left. Only so many weeks left. You know what I mean? It'll be Christmas in 3 minutes. It'll be Christmas. Yo. And we'll be doing 2 streams every day. Yes, we will, baby. Yes, we will. I want to shout back, big shout out to everyone who supported today. Thank you very much. Without you, we cannot do this. This does not happen. So everyone in the chat, make some noise for those who have supported tonight. Make some noise for Amanda Slice Sanity. Make some noise for new member Darian Baheller. Ego Cognis, what up, baby? Alec Moran. Cognitive dissonance is a female dog. Don't you be talking about female dogs like that. Adam, what up, Adam? Says, here's a latte. Hey, thanks. Or 10 rounds of 5.56 since you're a Texan. Thank you. Steve Mann says, if you're spending time every day worried about Quanon or COVID, look in the mirror and find a better way to spend that time. John Smith, who was asking about thoughts about Quanon. Actually, there is one thing about Quanon. One thing about Quanon, right? And it's the thing I say to my Quanon homies. My one issue with Quanon is that the Quanon narrative is that there's these, what they call white hats going against the forces of darkness, and they're doing battle and they're going to save the day. And I feel what that narrative does is it takes away personal agency. Because a lot of the Quanon cats are sort of hanging around waiting for, like, you know, the people to run in and arrest all the bad guys and all this type of thing. You know, and it's like any kind of narrative that takes away your agency, I'm never a massive fan of, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's all well and good and shit, but don't forget how important you, and this is why we played that record earlier, you are more powerful than you think. You're more important than you think. Like, your light in this world is of absolute vast cosmic significance. Like, you have no idea what effect you're gonna have and what the lack of you would do, and the lack of you being the best you could be, which is the lack of you, you know? Like, you at 32%, like, that could be the 68% that fucking sorted everything out, or had some kind of ripple effect that sorted everything out. You just don't fucking know, you know? So I would say it's really important to never forget how powerful you are, like the potential of that power, you know? And don't be giving up your power. You know, don't be sitting around waiting for other motherfuckers to save the day. Ain't nobody else gonna save the day. You know, I've been saying this for as long as I can remember saying shit. I used to say I was gonna, you know, and I probably should get it tattooed. I used to say at school, I'd say, only you can save mankind. Someone would be bitching about something, they'd be like moaning about something or whatever, I'd be like, only you can save mankind. And that, what that meant, and I meant that way back then, I meant that when I was fucking 7, is like, you know, you're the one who's in control of the movie that is your universe, baby. You're the one. It's only you. You know, Flash Gordon ain't waiting around for some other motherfucker to come along and put their hand in like the you know, the hole with the scorpions in it or whatever the hell that was. You know what I mean? Flash Gordon ain't waiting around for other motherfuckers to take out all the bad guys. Flash Gordon's gonna get out there and get after it. You know what I mean? Are you Flash Gordon, or are you that annoying bald dude, or are you one of those like people that no one remembers because no one made a movie about it called Flash Gordon? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's back on that one. Anyway, let me get back to shouting everybody out. What up, Alec Morand? Thank you, baby. Steve Mann, what's cracking, baby? John Smith, thank you. Thank you, Case. Thank you, Chris Champagne. Thank you, Walking Malt Poet. Thank everyone who supports this thing. Of course, as always, if you want to support the wave, you can become a member of the channel. You get all those fly emojis and that kind of business. You know what I mean? And that's useful and epic. You can go to Patreon. You can get your name on the forthcoming album at level 4 or above. Go to meaningwave.com and buy a shirt so you can look fly like young Hercules. Because you want to look fly like young Hercules. Come on. You know you do. And, you know, there's a lot of shit you can do. You go to Spotify, download the music, go Bandcamp and download those rare gems. But, of course, the most important thing you can do, and I always say this, the most important thing you can do, baby, is you can spread the good word. We don't got no agent, we don't got no marketing department, and the whole media pretends we do not exist. The music industry pretends we do not exist and always has, and I assume always will, and that's fine by me, because the music industry is a relic of a bygone age, and we don't need that shit. We in the future, baby. We got us. And so that means if you want the wave to spread, it's down to you to spread that wave. And there are many ways you can do that. You can go banging on doors. I told you, you go bang on the door and go, oi! They come to the door and go, what's up, what's up? You go, Fox Mulder here. MEANINGWAVE exists! I don't know about aliens. I think they might exist, but I definitely know MEANINGWAVE definitely exists. Fox Mulder signing out. And you go about your day. That sort of shit you can do, baby. You can bake a cake. You can write MEANINGWAVE exists on the top of the cake, you know? Go hand it out to the neighbors. You can do all that, but of course, most important thing is to join me for the By 5. And remember, we'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, same meaning time, same meaning channel. 7 a.m. CT on Twitch, 7 p.m. CT here on YouTube. We got a new music video coming next week, maybe 2 new music videos, depends how you know, how efficient I can be with my time. But yeah, we got a new music video next week, got a couple mixes coming. We got a couple epic MEANINGWAVE live sets coming next week. Keep an eye on the streams, baby. Be here. Be here now. Be here now, because now is all there is, all there was, and ever will be. And now is the best. It's the best, baby. Do you know why? You know why it's the best? Because we're here together. I'm here with you right now, here at the peak of recorded human civilization, and there ain't nowhere else I would rather be, baby. And that is facts. By 5 o'clock. It's by 5 o'clock. Woo! Let me get that close up. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, let's by 5, baby, by 5. Thank you for being here. Oh, and if you're looking for MEANINGWAVE Radio 24/7, that's over on the second channel. MEANINGWAVE TV has got MEANINGWAVE Radio 24/7 on it. Go hang out there. It's groovy. Bless up.